Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm Lisa Marie and you've just tuned into Bank Life. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hey, welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment. All right, so I'm Lisa Marie. We're going to get to paternity court. Y'all been asking for this video. I've been working on this video for a while. It's been giving me a hard time, but I'm going to make sure I get this out to you today. All right, so let's go. We're in with Judge Lauren Lake's paternity court. All right, let's go. It's Dansby versus Simpson.
Hey, everyone. Mr. Dansby, you're petitioning the court for a DNA test to prove that the defendant, Ms. Simpson, has been lying in her claim that you are the father of her 3-year-old son, Tenoris. Now,
all right, so a 3-year-old son, Tenoris. Now, I want to give y'all a little quick statistics. All right, so it says 17.6 million children, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Nearly 1 in 4 live without a biological, a step, or adopted father in the home. And it says research shows that a father's absence affects children in numerous unfortunate ways, while a father's presence makes a positive difference in the lives of both children and mothers. Let's get to it.
Ms. Simpson, you're countersuing Mr. Dansby for child rearing expenses in the sum of $3,361.56, which is half of the money you claim to have spent on Tenoris.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Dansby.
Well, now, I don't know about you, $3,000. It's best just to ask for when you're in front of the judge. Hey, I've been taking care of the child already. And if the man I brought to court as my child's baby father is the father, this is how much I've been spending. Here's my receipts. I think that's sometimes better than even going to child support. And let me explain this. If you can work along with the father, I think that's best to just work along with the father, if possible, than to go and get child support taken out of the father's account, depending on who the father is. Because just depends if he's willing to work with you and you're willing to work with him.
Me, why is it it's taking you 3 years to petition the court for a DNA test?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
All right.
The reason why it took 3 years, man, because Miss Simpson, she had been lying to me. It was so much shade. She had another dude who she was dealing with. I mean, it was one particular morning I had caught.
No, what it was that I had been trying to get you to do a DNA test, but you chose to run.
All right, so, okay, let's just break that down. He's saying, listen, she's been lying to me. She's been showing shade, throwing shade. And she's saying, no, you've been running. And usually that's what it is, right? Usually when you come to paternity court, it's either the man saying, hey, listen, I have doubt there's another man involved. And usually it's the woman saying, hey, no, you've been running. I've been asking. I've been looking for you. I've been searching. Or there's a third I'm just going to handle this myself. But absent fathers, there are some ramifications to that. Let's go.
And want to go to the child support place to do the DNA test.
Is that true, Mr. Dansby?
So,
Ma'am, that's not true. Miss Simpson, she had been lying. I had doubts about this kid, Tenoris. Is this so much as my son? She have not let me see. I don't even know the kid.
but
I mean,
how?
That's a
How can I
shame.
let you see him
And so
when I can't find you?
You knew where I was. You got in
I don't know
contact
where
with me
you
through
at.
Facebook.
You don't stay in one spot, so therefore, how can I
Yolanda,
find you?
You got in contact with me through Facebook with one of my family.
Okay.
Mr.
Come on now. If you want to get to someone on Facebook, Messenger, which is also part of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We'll check TikTok, see if you got an account. Um, Family members, friends, people that know you, people that used to know you, relatives. When we want to get a hold of somebody, come on now.
Dansby, let me ask you this though. What effort have you made to try to get the DNA test done?
Well, Your Honor, it was times where I had reached out to Miss Simpson. I had got in contact with Miss Simpson through phone. If it was so much as my son, why haven't you brought the kid around me? The
All
kid
right.
carry another
Why
man
should
like
I have to bring you down?
All right. So now the judge is going to begin to tell them, listen, it's, I blame both of y'all because y'all both been, kind of like avoiding it because it's no way. So then the judge, Lauren Lakes, and I got to tell you this because I can't play the whole video, which I've been working on this particular video for 3 or 4 days and it still has not been able to go through YouTube. So I'll just say it. And so the judge is like, listen, both of y'all have not been making enough effort. So she basically said it's y'all both wrong on each other's side. All right, let's move the video up a little.
Miss Simpson had another man who she was dealing with.
When you met her,
Okay,
explain.
Okay, what happened was it was one particular school morning. I was getting her kids ready for school. Okay, I got them on the school bus. Miss Simpson was taking a shower that morning. I just so happened caught the phone call. It was another dude. He was shocked to hear me.
I don't
like
recall
I
of that phone call.
Please, I'd have been. Listen. He's real cool with this. What? Let me. Oh boy. Come on now. How disrespectful.
And later on, I had talked to Miss Simpson about the strange phone call, and she told me that it was the dude that was paying her phone bill.
No.
So I'm like,
Now wait, hold up. So now we already see what the doubt is, right? He's saying, allegedly, according to him, that Miss Simpson had another guy. So here she is dating you and have another guy paying the phone bill. That don't sound too bad. No. But seriously, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I find that to be crazy. You know what I mean? I'd say, hey, just get the ring, get married, and just have one guy call you, which is your husband, and call it a day, and then have your kids and do what you need to do. That would just be great. But even dealing with one person, how you juggling? There's a lot of juggling.
I ain't on you.
Yes, you are lying.
I caught the phone call. You told me about the dude.
You're lying.
You told me about the dude.
Well, Miss Simpson, how do you know he's lying if you don't remember the conversation?
That's how I know he's lying because I don't recall of it. If it was the truth,
You was his lady.
And he took that? Come on. I don't know. Some nice man. I don't know what he's mad at. What he's mad at that allow another, you to have a phone call and unless you got a plan B. Unless he has a plan B. But the problem is that we got a little boy, 3 years old, that's involved in this particular situation and has to grow up. Thank God, if he's the father, he can grow up with him. But if he is not the father, then we have a little boy that's growing up until allegedly she finds him at. I won't let y'all know what's going on. This is part 1. Let's go.
Point blank.
how
and I asked you about
this
that.
lady and you will stand with me. If that's the case, why would I have
Mr. Dansby, the man told you
She
that
right.
she was his lady?
Yes.
And then what did you say?
No.
I spoke with her about it. I thought he heard.
No, that don't sound right. I don't know. Unless he real nice. Like I said, unless he got somebody, I can't see that happening. But it's not really good to have all. I don't care how old your children are. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't think it's good to have a bunch of different men around your child. If you do think that a particular gentleman is the father, I don't think it's good to have, even though they're growing up and you say, well, he's young, he's 3 years old, he don't know what he's seeing and so forth. I don't think it's good for all these extra outside influences to be around your child. Unless, of course, if good role models and so forth, but it's too much traffic sometimes. Let's go.
So you
My
all
boy-
just hung up. After that, you hung up, and then that's when you had the conversation with her.
Yes.
All right. So from at that point, you were on notice. There was
Another man.
You
in the
knew there
picture.
was some man in the picture in your mind.
Exactly.
Okay. So how does this translate as it moves forward and you?
All right. So the judge is like, okay, now what the heck is going on? All right. So let's move it up a little bit, y'all.
My parade.
Miss Simpson, you had me around all your family
I don't
members.
want you giving me this energy that you're happy about this child when you're not happy about this child.
So you all were a couple having a baby.
Right.
She told me that this was
Just
none
like
of my
he
time.
went on and told his.
Wait a minute,
I
she
went on and
what?
told my
She,
people.
man, this Miss Simpson stated over the phone that Tanara wasn't none of my child.
When
All right. Now, a lot of times, I got to say it. A lot of times, and I know I got a comment that, Lisa, you let the video play. But if I let the video play, YouTube is not going to let it play because they're going to, and this has been happening for the last, 3 or 4 days? And so I do have to inject. You do understand that they're not going to let the video just play as a paternity court, that you have to inject, you have to give your opinion, and you have to say what's going on. So, I just had to say that. All right, I'll get back to what I'm going to say.
did she say this?
Okay, and that
They
came
was like, they was in
Oh, I know what it is. Listen, a lot of times, and we keep seeing it in these cases, are y'all paying attention? That when, so for guys that say, oh, what she said, the baby ain't mine. Well, do you not see there's when women get upset, so sometimes they say, even men will say things that they don't really mean, like, hey, you're not the father, and then come back and say, you are the father, you're not the father. Even though I think that's something, women, that you cannot be loose with, because the person, although they're in the wrong and you want to get back, or like they say, clap back, it's going to come back, especially in paternity court, and bite you. All right, let's go.
3 months before he was even born.
It was not 3 months. It was not 3 months.
I had
Hold
been
on.
calling you the
I
whole-
want to.
All right, so we already know what's going on there, right? So we're going to move it up again. Let's go.
Don't play a part in my child's life.
You had
Well, I'm
another
praying.
man. I mean,
You keep bringing up another man.
Miss Simpson did.
But that's important. She's saying you keep bringing up another man. Who in their right mind is going to, and I shouldn't say in the right mind, because of course we have stepfathers that are going to raise another man's baby. But if you're bringing it directly to him, and this was not planned, a planned relationship or an agreed upon relationship, then he's going to say, hey, where's the DNA? How do I know for sure that the child is mine?
It ain't even
Were you with anyone else? Were you sleeping with anyone else?
It was a possibility of someone else. So
All right, that's it. Let's stop playing these games. Okay. Now I can put my shades on. Shots fired. Shots fired. There was another man involved. All right, so
So you admit there was another man.
yes, Your Honor, it was.
At what point did you admit to Mr. Dansby that there was another man?
It was maybe 3 months into the pregnancy.
So that is the conversation he's speaking about when you said this is not.
child is not mine because there was another man. So now to me that makes sense. This is the reason why he's saying it. He's like, hey, the child is not mine. So you can't expect him to be like, oh, okay. No, he's saying, listen, there's another man involved. You told him while you were going into pregnancy that it might. So once you say that, he already has the idea, hey, it could be somebody else's child. So he's not running after the child. He's not doing because of that.
through a friend.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
In November
So he-
2011.
All right, so Mr. Dansby now has his graph on how they met and why he feels that Miss Simpson is pretty much a liar or a pathological liar. So he's telling the judge how they met and things that were said.
That's when you got the old man phone call.
Yes, I got the phone call from the old dude. And he was shocked to hear me
Those-
just like I was shocked to hear from him.
All right.
Okay.
And then moving forward, she announces the pregnancy.
Yeah, she announced that. She told everyone she was pregnant. I had my doubts about that, about her being
So
pregnant.
you were doubtful again and felt like there was something shady going on then
Yes,
too.
it was a lot of shade going on with me.
Move forward to April 2012. That's when she told you.
That's when she told me that I wasn't the father.
So now you really questioning.
I'm questioning Yolanda.
All right, so down to the judge, like, hey, this is when she said this. This is when she was dealing with old dude. I love it when guys were like, old dude. And so this is when she said this. And so he broke it down, like, and so this is the reason why he feel like, hey, I haven't. So now it makes sense that he hasn't really been around because he really thinking, hey, this kid possibly it's not mine. Now,
What's the truth? Is she
Okay.
lying to me on that?
So now July 2012, Tanoris is born.
Yeah, he was born, and I was trying to. I had got in contact with Miss Simpson. I was trying to find out whether it was my son or not, and she told me
Because
like,
you weren't there at the hospital when he was born.
No, I was not. It was another man there when he.
okay, now he's saying glasses need to stay on with that one. But anyway, that there was another guy at the, so that, come on now, that's too much. See? So of course he doesn't believe the child is his. Let me let him say it a little more.
She was in the hospital.
Yeah, so dude was with her in the hospital. Another guy with her in the hospital. So, I mean, how many of y'all, what would y'all do? What would you do if you were in this situation? Would you still step up? Now, I do believe, when you're in this situation, you have to be careful because the child still might end up being yours, of course. But I see the reason. I can see the reason why he wasn't stepping up because it's too much other men involved. It's like, it's just too much. But back in the day, they used to say, my mother always tell me, hey, if you was there, it wasn't a lot of this paternity court stuff.
There was?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Was
child-
there?
the
Was
child-
there? Oh, Miss Simpson,
Yes,
there
it
was?
was.
Who is this man?
It was the guy that I had been dealing with for a while, and then
All right, so it's the same guy, y'all.
we broke it off, and then that's when I started dealing with Mr. Dansby. And then me and this guy started back dealing. So therefore, he still.
So it's a lot of back and forth. So it's this one, that one, this one, that one, this one. So you really got to make a choice, and then now we're putting a child in the mix, so, you got to make a decision. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what you think. So I was looking up, so that's what I'm here on my phone doing. Boys who grow up without a father present, are statistically more likely to experience challenges, including lower educational attainment, increased risk of behavior issues, higher rate of delinquencies, difficulty in forming healthy relationships, struggle with self-esteem, likelihood of substance use, and a greater chance of experiencing depression and anxiety. Now, this all because the father of your son or your daughter, but for that list was for the boys. And so it's so important for the fathers to be present. So fathers, and for y'all that have been stepping up, I always like to say thank you. If you didn't get a thank you, say, she never told me. Thank you. You hear it from me, Lisa Marie. Thank you for being a good father. Thank you if you're a stepfather. Thank you. If you're getting the Pampers, thank you. If you're getting the milk and you don't get a thank you. Because, hey, God's a good father. And so, and sometimes when your father is not there, thank God. Some of us that have experienced God's goodness. And
I feel like if she's so confident about this, my son, why it took 3 years for me to see Tanaris?
Okay.
all right, so he's saying, listen, if you're so confident, this is the picture. We're going to end part 1. Now, what do y'all think? Part 1, let me know in the comments. Do you think Tanaris belongs to Mr. Dansby or not? Before you see part 2, I'm going to start doing that. Part 1, let me know. Before you get to the playlist, before you look at the video that's going to be connected at the end of the screen, to this particular video, when I added to the end screen, do you think Tanaris belongs to Mr. Dansby? Let me know in the comments. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Lisa Marie. You just tuned in to Bank Life. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.